Nashville, where there's been a solid blue takeover.
Right. Paxton Boyd alongside Erica Bivens. We'll check in with our sports director, Jeff Picoro, coming up in just a bit. And we're about an hour away from kicking off the 25th Music City Bowl between the Kentucky Wildcats and the Iowa Hawkeyes.
So much excitement. And of course, a little tidbit for you. We are the only Lexington station that has access to the field both before and after the game. And that's where we find our man of the hour, ABC 36 sports director, Jeff Picoro.
Right. And Jeff, we know you've been following along with the team all week. Of course, they've been enjoying the bowl experience. But first and foremost, this is a business trip for Mark Stoops and company.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I'm here at Nissan Stadium getting ready for this game. The teams are here. And one of the question marks was, how's this field going to be? It's in great shape. This is an NFL field. They played a game here Thursday night. So after it was over, they treated the field. They took all the NFL paintings off. They repainted it for just this game and got this surface ready. It's tight, it's hard, and it's fast. So we are good to go. Well, the big question mark in this game is the quarterback play. Obviously, Will Levis will not be playing for Kentucky. And the Iowa quarterback, Spencer Petras, he is also out after having surgery on his shoulder. So who's going to be the quarterback for Kentucky? It's been kind of coy this week, but I had to sit down with the quarterback this past week, Will Levis. I talked to him about his injuries this season and the future.
I knew I was walking into, a really good program with excellent coaches that were going to just nurture me and help do the best they can to make me the best player that I could possibly be. And that's, one of the biggest reasons why I came here. I knew some of the players here, and I got to know them the couple times that I'd visited, so I knew that I was walking into a great locker room. But not really much else. I really didn't know what to expect. I was going into the deep end. I was going into an unfamiliar place. I didn't really know much about Lexington at all, or the school, or anything other than what was here in the football facility. But I don't think it could have gone much better.
Well, you mentioned that in your goodbye statement, whatever you want to call it, that you tapped into some things in yourself that you didn't know was there. How did that, was that Coach Cohen and some of the other coaching that you got here, or Coach Stoops, or where did that come from, and how did that come to the surface?
I think it was just getting the opportunity that I'd worked so hard to earn, and to finally just go out and play, and to just produce for the first time, and kind of just see the fruits of my labor at this level for the first time. And that definitely had a lot to do with the coaching staff and the strength staff and all the players around me that believed in me. But to just kind of get the opportunity to go and do the things that I wanted to do at this level for the first time here, that was what kind of gave me those moments of realization.
Well, when we were getting ready for the Louisville game, I was watching some film of last year's Louisville game, and I saw the burst that you had getting up in the pocket and releasing and taking off that just wasn't there with all the injuries this year. Talk a little bit about what you had to go through. And I don't think anybody other than people that have played really realize what you went through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday just to get on the field on Saturday.
Yeah, no, it was a constant battle. Every week was a battle. I got to know the training staff on a very intimate level because I was in there of upwards of 3-4 hours a day, just kind of working on my shoulder or my foot or whatever it was, just to feel good enough to go out there on Saturdays and play. And every football player deals with that to a certain extent, but I definitely thought that there were a lot of trials put in front of me due to the physical limitations that I had. But I just did my best to make sure that even with what I was dealing with, that I was going to prepare and to go out there and play to the best of my ability. But it was a grind. Besides football and treatment, there wasn't really much time for anything else in my life, and that's just how it is. And I just kind of had to roll with it. But I think I definitely approached it as best as I could. And at the end of the day, that's just football. I think because of what I was dealing with physically, it made it a lot easier. I wasn't in a position to want to go out there and possibly, injure myself further and to get myself back to square one, and having to take another month to even be able to function on a level that I was comfortable with. So, it was a tough decision, but I definitely think I made the right one.
When you were at Penn State, we go back 2-3 years, Did you ever think in your wildest dreams that you would be in this position where people are talking about you? A lot of the pundits, a lot of the critics saying he could be the number one quarterback, could be the number one pick in the draft even.
Yeah, I mean, I think I always had the confidence in myself that I could become that player. I knew that I hadn't gotten there, so I didn't really think about it too much. I knew that I still had to obviously produce at this level and to put up good film and to keep developing as a quarterback, as a player, as a leader, as a teammate. But I think that I always knew I had the innate capabilities to get that done and to get to that level. But I mean, it's even now when I hear it or think about it, it's still just so surreal. And I mean, I just want to make sure I do everything I can from now until hopefully my name gets called to put myself in the best position.
You know, being an athlete now is totally different than when we played. It's just, and when Coach played, totally different. You get paid now. You get paid a lot of money. You get to do commercials. You know, you get to take your linemen out to eat, things like that we could never do. Besides that, the monetary stuff, how has UK changed your life? I
mean, I know I have a second home. Like, I have a home for the rest of my life. I have a place to come back to where I know there's community that is behind me, and that regardless of how the rest of my life goes, I know that there's people here that love me. There's people here that I love. There's places here that I love. And just, if anything, it's given me just kind of a place of comfort and a place that I love other than my home of home. So, I mean, always going to be thankful for UK and everything it's done for me. Always going to be connected to Kentucky, and I'm going to look forward to every single opportunity I get to come back here.
How much did Tim help you through this process? I mean, he was kind of in the same shoes that you were. Tim was the number one pick in the NFL draft, and you guys have really become close over the last, about 18 months or so.
Yeah, I mean, we don't talk like all the time. We've had a few conversations, but I mean, he's definitely been someone, or the only person really here that knows what I'm going through, you know? Being a quarterback, going to Kentucky, being a potential first-round pick. I mean, things have changed a little since he played here, but he gets it. He gets the pressure, and he's just at least someone to just vent to, you know? So, I mean, I haven't talked to him in a little bit, but I mean, the last time I did, I just remember, like, just kind of like talking about the thoughts that were running through my mind and how he had the same ones, and realizing just that it's natural, and you just kind of got to, at the end of the day, trust yourself, work hard, and just everything will come to you. So, I mean, he's been great, and looking forward to seeing him again sometime soon.
Will you help call plays?
No, I don't know. People actually think that's real, but no. I mean, I wanted it to be real, but no. I mean, I'm just helping out, helping the offense however I can, helping the quarterbacks, helping the receivers, running backs, tight ends, everyone else. But really just trying to just enjoy kind of sit back and just spend some final moments with my brothers.
When we come back, I'll be talking to some of the guys that covered this team all season long and get their thoughts on this season and what's next for Kentucky. Stay with us. More with Countdown to Kickoff after this.
We've got exciting news.
Commonwealth Credit Union has been ranked best in-state credit union by Forbes magazine.
For the fourth time. It's true.
In fact, we're number one on the list this year.
So, if you've never tried Commonwealth Credit Union before,
come see what you've been missing, because here,
we see you differently.
When she rolled up, I was shook. Like, the fit was giving main character energy, no cap. And I was being, like, real extra, you know? Exactly. It's whatever.
It may be difficult to understand everything your teenage daughter is saying. But with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau. Big on commitment.
Oh, snap. What's the 411? #CoolDad.
Dad.
Get cash for your car today.
We'll buy your car the easy way right here at Courtesy.
We'll beat any written offer by $300.
Bring your vehicle and your title to Courtesy's Car Buying Center.
And we'll show you the money.
And that's what we like to call...
Same MRI, same CT scan. Same items, different prices. So why would you pay more for the same thing? Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI can save you 30 to 60% compared to the costs of local hospitals. We have a state-of-the-art facility in the Lexington area. We believe that every patient deserves the best in affordable, quality care. Avoid surprise billing. Come to Lexington Diagnostic Center. Imaging focused on you.
Get ready for the Harlem Globetrotters 2023 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs. All new, nonstop action, amazing basketball skills, and more. Don't miss the Harlem Globetrotters at Rupp Arena on January 14th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
Your place for Kentucky sports coverage. Weeknights with Jeff Pecoro.
Welcome back to Countdown to Kickoff. It's time to talk to the reporters. And John Hale on my right from the Herald Leader. And, of course, you all know Mark's story here on my left. And I'm going to start with John this time. Mark, you got the first one in the basketball special. So, John, we've talked throughout this show. This has been a little bit of a disappointment this year. I think at the start of this year, we all thought with C-Rod and with Will that this would be a team that could possibly contend for the East.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody would have been happy with Music City Bowl in August. When you're talking about contending for the East, you're talking about New Year's Six Bowls, the Sugar Bowl, first-round draft pick, a quarterback, one of your best running backs of all time. It just hasn't been the season they wanted to. That doesn't mean they can't end on a high note. They can't have a good day today. But there's no doubt there's a little bit of disappointment. Even Will Levis said that after the Louisville game. He's always going to look back on this year and wonder, what if? What if I had been healthy? What if we had been able to do those things we talked about before the year?
And, Mark, to kind of piggyback on that, you've been here a long time. And to get to the point where we're saying it's not great that we're going to this type of a bowl, that says something about what Mark Stoops has built here, right?
It does. And this is my 6th Music City Bowl, so I think maybe they should recognize me at halftime. But, I think the fact, I actually wrote, in some ways, this was the year Kentucky joined the SEC. They're firing coaches off a winning year. They won at Florida, they beat Louisville, they won at Missouri, and everybody's disappointed with the season. So, in a big picture sense, that is, program progress in a way.
The importance to win this game. They've won, 4 straight bowl games. Mark talks about it as a springboard for the offseason.
Well, there's two things. In a lot of ways, this is the first game of 2023. You want to have things happen today that you can build on. But, you mentioned Kentucky's won 4 bowl games in a row. Kentucky's won 20 non-conference games in a row. To me, when you are Kentucky and you have Kentucky's football past and you're trying to build something better, those kind of positive streaks matter. So, that is at stake today.
This might seem like an interesting question to ask you, Don, but again, you've been covering this team a while. What's been the difference? What has gotten them to this level now?
I mean, I think it's just consistency. And so much of their identity has been built on the line of scrimmage. We know the offensive line wasn't up to standard this year. That was the biggest deal because the last 4 or 5 years when they've had this success, it was they had a great offensive line, they had a power run game, and that just wasn't there at times this year. I think the key to taking that next step moving forward is to get back to the offensive line the way that they built the big blue wall.
This could be a whole half-hour show on its own or an hour show, but the NIL and transfer portal, what we've seen, I mean, they get the number 1 quarterback and possibly the number 2 or 3 running back in the portal coming in next year. Plus, they plug 2 holes in the offensive line.
Yeah, that's why you have hope that this is a one-year kind of blip, because you can go out in the portal now and fill those holes. They couldn't do that when Mark Stoops first got here. Now you can get Devin Leary. Now you can get Marcus Cox from Northern Illinois. You can feel better about those positions in a way that you don't have to rely on freshmen to come in and play right away.
I think that's the key. We see good. Kenyatta didn't play much, and now he's gone. But you fill that hole with 2 guys that have experience and one being a senior.
Right. And, it'll be interesting to see with the offensive line. I'm not sure you can use the portal to get back to the level the offensive line has been here. I think you can use it to get back to just sort of competence, which is, would be a big step up from where they were this year. The other thing that I think is interesting about this game is obviously the quarterback situation. I actually think Devin Leary coming in, he may not be the pro prospect that, Will Levis is. I think he's a better college quarterback. And I think I think the offense will be more efficient next year if they can keep him upright.
I was going to ask you about the guys not playing. Will, obviously, the injuries. He has to be healthy. Chris Rodriguez, I don't think people realize how banged up he is. But we've seen this across the board. A lot of the stars not playing. Kenneth Horsey came out this week and said it's truly an honor to wear the uniform. That's what you like to hear from your players.
Yeah, Kentucky it's just been such a special streak because the stars had played in bowls. Josh Allen and Benny Snell played. Lynn Bowden played. Jamin Davis played. Last year Wandale played. Luke Fortner and Darian Kennard played. That's just been a really special thing that probably couldn't last forever, and obviously it didn't. I don't think you think less of the guys who don't play, but you should probably think more or just really appreciate the stars who have played.
Yeah, Joe, we can't fault, especially Will, with all that money on the line, and Chris, too, for that matter, right?
Yeah, Will could have just opted out for the second half of the season. After it was apparent they weren't going to win the East, they weren't going to beat Georgia, he was hurt to a point you wouldn't have faulted if you said, I just need to get healthy. And the fact that he didn't do that, I think his legacy's safe here.
All right, best coverage of the University of Kentucky Wildcats. It's right here with these two at the Herald Leader, John Hale, Mark Story. Thank you guys so much.
Well, still ahead, the Battle of the Bands. Boy, was it a showdown last night on Broadway.
Oh, yeah. And our sports director, Jeff Picoro, sits down for an in-depth interview with head coach Mark Stoops. He actually asked him, you know what, are you actually having fun this year? I think you might be surprised what his answer might be.
Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life.
This is where worry turns into relief, where confusion turns into answers. This is where your family can turn to the experts for the big things and the little things. Extraordinary care is right here. UK Healthcare, the power of advanced medicine.
I've always believed success starts with building. They believe that at Central Bank, too.
Character, relationships, a plan.
You build those along with a commitment to give your very best to your team,
to your communities,
to the people who believe in you.
And you end up with something unforgettable. That's what makes this more than just a game.
And that's what makes Central Bank more than just a bank.
Central Kentucky's best classic rock. Classic Rock 92.1. Live and local. With Max Corona, Beerman, Dead Air Dennis, and Misty Dawn. Playing the fewest commercials. And Kentucky's best classic rock. Classic Rock 92.1.
We all want more of a good thing.
More.
And Miss Moore was no different.
More.
So when she was injured, she called Morgan & Morgan. With more than $15 billion recovered, she didn't have to ask for more anymore.
LiquorBarn.com.
Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life.
Good afternoon, Kentucky. Your only local news at 3 p.m. Weekdays on ABC 36.
Well, it's a yearly tradition that was upheld well by both the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Kentucky Wildcats last night. The Battle of the Bands, fans absolutely flooding the streets of Broadway last night.
It was incredible to watch and obviously a fitting competition. After all, we are in Music City. Check it out.
I've been told it's almost like Las Vegas.
The sounds of Nashville's famous honky-tonk highway fills the air here. A must-see for newcomers to Music City. But Friday night, a different kind of music emerged. The Battle of the Bands between Music City Bowl contenders, the University of Kentucky and Iowa. Bands and cheerleaders from each school marching down Broadway, performing 6 songs to battle it out for the title.
I have two daughters that are twins that are on the UK dance team. We're excited to be down here. It's our first year. We're ready to go.
Wildcats here for the Music City Bowl, always ready to cheer on their cats.
We're here to cheer on the cats.
Here to cheer on the cats.
The Hawkeyes bringing a fierce fan base. but the sea of blue couldn't be silenced. And no matter the kind of music, one thing everyone could agree on.
I just love the live music everywhere you go.
I love the live music and just the fun of everybody being out here. It's like a big party.
Just so many talented people.
The talent between these two teams, too good, ending in a tie this year. But for those hoping to get in on the more traditional honky-tonk.
Was told to go to Tootsie's, so I'm going to try that. Everything so far looks like it's a great time.
Have you been to Tootsie's? Not yet. It's on the list.
Really amazing. There are a lot of people everywhere, not just fans. It's a crazy atmosphere.
All right, well, stay tuned. Coming up, our own Chris Bolton sits down for a one-on-one interview with J.J. Weaver.
We'll have much more in our Solid Blue Nashville countdown to kickoff.
LiquorBarn.com.
Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life.
New Year's Eve magic is in the air with performances by Sierra, Dove Cameron, Duran Duran, Phineas, J-Ho, Wiz Khalifa, and so many more. Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest live tonight on ABC.
Careful not over torque for if destroy railing. Who writes this stuff?
Hi, honey. How's it going?
Oh, it's going good. Really good.
It might be difficult to understand what you got yourself into when the box says some assembly required. But with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Should be ready by the time she's in high school.
Kentucky sports fans are looking for someone who loves the game as much as they do. Someone who can tell them their stories about their hometown players, because sports is about pride. I'm ABC 36 Sports Director Jeff Pecoro, and I am Kentucky Sports.
I'm Brandon Rivard. For nearly 40 years, we at Rivard Fine Jewelry have dedicated ourselves to providing our customers with an unforgettable shopping experience. We welcome you to visit our newly renovated showroom, where you'll find the largest selection of designer engagement rings and handcrafted gemstone and diamond jewelry in Central Kentucky. We also specialize in certified mined and lab-grown diamonds at the absolute best price. No matter the occasion, our skilled team will help you experience the brilliance you deserve at Rivard Fine Jewelry. Nobody does I do like do.
LiquorBarn.com.
Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life.
Watch Monday Morning Quarterback with Jeff Pecoro on Good Morning Kentucky with Lee Cruz and Haley Harmon.
Welcome back to Countdown to Kickoff. I'm Jeff Pecoro at Nissan Stadium. One of the mainstays on Kentucky's defense this entire season, really for the past 3 years, has been outside linebacker / defensive end J.J. Weaver. It has been a long and sometimes tumultuous ride for him. We were able to sit down and talk to him about his senior season.
Just enjoying these first 2 practices that we just had. So just enjoying the time. You know, we miss a lot of people on the team that are really important to us, but just enjoying this brotherhood for, you know, this don't last forever. So just trying to enjoy the time, the moments.
How tight are you in this linebacker core? I mean, y'all are veterans. Just talk about that relationship you have with the guys like Jaquez and Jordan and DeAndre.
Man, if I do come back, that's going to hurt me because I'm losing them boys. But it's tight. Like, communication is so crazy on the field. Like, he can do my job and I can do his job. Like, that's how good communication is. If he messed up, I know he messed up. I can do his job for him. So just that connection, that brotherhood, we four guys, me, Ja, DeAndre, Screen, and J-Dub, yeah, it's beautiful. I'll miss it so much. Been like a roller coaster, but a blessing though at the same time. Like, you know, my father got killed. I told my ACL, the injuries after injuries every year. So, you know, but it's a blessing though. You know, I got a good foundation, good brotherhood, BBN family. You know, just all blessings.
You mentioned just some of the struggles, some of the ups and downs you've dealt with here at during your time here in Kentucky. How important has BBN and just, you know, the coaches and the Kentucky family been in lifting you through those tough times?
Man, it's a family, like you just said. So they helped me a lot, majorly, like Coach Stoops. The whole university staff just helped me. Like, I was dealing with a lot of depression with my father getting killed down to my ACL. So they helped me get counseling. They helped me with financial aid. They helped me with a lot of things just to actually get my mind right. You know, I lost a coach, you know, Coach Rita, my high school coach. You know, you met him before. He used to come to the high school. So Coach Rita, you know, losing Coach Rita, that just made me more like me and Coach White, because Coach White met him, and we had that conversation when he was passing. After that conversation, then my dad passed, and then Coach White just been like another father of me.
What does it mean for you to be a Louisville kid and come to Kentucky and put on the blue and white and have the career you've had?
For sure, it means a lot. You know, just going to the University of Kentucky, like, you can get a job anywhere in Kentucky. So, just, you know, plus my favorite color, blue, too, so.
Well, J.J. Weaver, what a player he has been, and it's going to be great to see him one more time out here on this field against the Iowa Hawkeyes. All right, let's throw it back to Erica and Paxton, guys.
Going into the Music City Bowl, this may not have been the season fans were hoping for.
Yeah, but for one player in particular, senior offensive lineman Kenneth Horsey, there was once a time where he never knew if he'd take the football field again, so he does not take any chance to don the blue and white lightly. It was April of 2018. Kenneth Horsey, then a senior in high school and UK football commit, was just 18 years old. He was eating dinner with his family when he started to feel excruciating pain in his side.
Unfortunately, that pain just continued to grow and grow to a point where my parents had to call 911.
After undergoing several tests and scans, Horsey was diagnosed with endocarditis, an infection on a heart valve caused by bacteria.
And what they believe happened was a piece of that, as the heart valve opened and closed, a piece of it flicked off, traveled down my kidney, and blocked my kidney function.
It turns out that blockage is what was causing the shooting pain in Horsey's side. It would require open heart surgery. Doctors cracked open Horsey's sternum, cleaned off the valve, and added a titanium plate. The procedure was a success, but it left Horsey's football future very much in question.
I remember I had to be in a walker because I wasn't fully able to walk on my own yet, fresh off the surgery. And I remember walking down the hospital hallway telling myself if I ever got the chance to get back on the field again, I was going to give it everything I got because I saw how fast it could be taken away from me.
Not only did Horsey return to the field, 4 years later, he's a captain for the Wildcats, set to lead his team into the Music City Bowl against Iowa. It's a game the most cynical of Wildcats fans have considered meaningless, considering the team's sky-high expectations to start the year, and stars like quarterback Will Levis and running back Chris Rodriguez opting to sit out to prepare for the NFL draft.
I don't like that kind of talk because just because certain guys aren't playing and certain guys in the portal, what does that mean to the guys that stayed here and committed here and have been playing here the past 5 years? Is that meaningless because Will or Chris isn't playing? No. Everything has its own meaning to it, and it's important that we don't take any of these games for granted because we don't know how many of these we have left.
So speaking with Kenneth earlier this week, you know, he said there was once a time a couple of years ago during that COVID year that people would have begged for any kind of football. So fans need to be grateful for this opportunity. Also, he himself is grateful. After that surgery, he said there was weeks where he couldn't lift more than 5 pounds. He had to get around using a walker. So don't tell him this is just a throwaway game.
Yeah, so much pride for him in wearing the blue and white there. Thank you, Paxton. Well, up next, we'll hear from a Frederick Douglass grad and UK freshman about his amazing season.
Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life.
My live video teller experience was one of a kind. All you have to do is touch the screen and you get a live person. I was blown away, completely blown away. Charlie was the most wonderful teller ever. She walked me through every step. Anything that I need to do is done right there, and it's so quick. It's just instant. Everything's instant. Every question has been answered. Everything is just very smooth. Every transaction has been amazing.
Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Are you looking for high-quality, affordable flooring? Extra Value Flooring has everything you need to get the floors of your dreams. We carry Mohawk, Shaw, Dreamweaver, and other popular brands, and have a wide variety of carpet, laminate, hardwood, and boat flooring. We also carry engineered waterproof flooring so you can avoid those stressful spills. With more than 100,000 feet of flooring to choose from, Extra Value Flooring is the place to find your perfect floor. Come into our store and mention this commercial for 10% off of your first flooring purchase. Don't cut corners. Visit Extra Value Flooring today.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, there's only one thing you need to do. Call 800-800-4600. We stand up to the insurance company for all the money you deserve. Call 800-800-4600. We know how to turn low insurance offers into big settlements. Call 800-800-4600. When you need a lawyer, ask anyone in Kentucky. They'll say, get Hughes and Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
LiquorBarn.com.
Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life.
Your place for Kentucky sports coverage. Weeknights with Jeff Pecoro.
Welcome back to Countdown to Kickoff. One of the top players at receiver for the Cats this year is a true freshman out of Lexington's Frederick Douglass High School. His name is Dane Key, and what a show he has put on this year. Can he cap it off in the bowl game? We will see. Our Chris Bolton was able to sit down and chat with him.
Going through the season, I was always just thinking, I just want to go in and contribute when I can. So when the time came for me to actually, start and, make plays like the coaches trusted me to, it wasn't a shock for myself, but I feel like a lot of other people, it kind of shocked them because I always trusted myself. So going out each and every game, I always had trust in myself to go out and make the big plays. So it might have shocked other people, but it didn't shock me because, I'm thinking every time I step on the field, it's my opportunity to go shock somebody. Going out and practicing against some SEC team every day, and started to make plays in practice. I could really see myself, I was like, I can do this on Saturdays. And I guess it kind of showed that I could do it on Saturdays.
What's the moment this season that has been the biggest moment for you that really sticks out in your mind?
Definitely the Florida game. The Florida game, I really just went in there. It was my first big football game ever. So, just going in there, I was thinking, let's just go make plays. And I played pretty good that game. So I went out there with the mindset of let's make some plays and let's make the crowd real quiet.
Can you walk us through, when y'all got the call and, you knew, okay, I got the deep shot, and just walk us through the catch?
The Florida game when I made that big catch.
Rides the play action, has plenty of time to crank it up and go downfield and into the end zone for a touchdown to the freshman.
I really wasn't thinking the ball was going to come to me. My objective for that play was just to pull the safety with me, and then when the play started going, there was no safety in the middle of the field. So I was like, I'm about to get this ball. And then I'm running as fast as I can. I look up, the ball's coming to me, and I'm just thinking it's time to make a play. It's something really special to do it here because hometown. I get to play in front of my family every weekend. Every weekend it's at home. So just being able to, go out there and make a play and just see my family sitting in the crowd because I know where they're sitting every game. It's just something really special. And, it kind of sucks sometimes because I have to ask every week for tickets from guys on the team. So trying to get, 10, 15 tickets a week, it can be kind of hard to try to get the whole family in there. Being able to do what my dad did, I'll go to study hall sometimes in our other facility, and there'll be people there telling me like they were here when my dad was here. So it's kind of just like, dang, like I'm here where my dad was playing, and now I'm, kind of making my own.
You've had a great freshman year, but there was a little bit of a period where you probably had some lows, some struggles. How did you persevere and keep it pushing with this being your first year playing D1 football?
It was just a lot of talking with my family, just telling me to stay level-headed, never get too high, never get too low, and, just go out there every week with the mindset of, well, who cares what happened last week, let's make a play this week. And if it didn't happen that week, flush it down the toilet, let's go make a play the next week. Just keep moving on, keep going, and never get too high, never get too low.
You came in as a freshman, and you're playing with a guy who's a projected first-round, top 10 pick at quarterback. What have you learned from playing with Will, and just that you'll carry on with you your rest of your career?
Just seeing how Will approached the game, just seeing, he's here all day, all night, just seeing how much Will was here at the facility. I kind of just took from that, just being at the facility is only better because it'll make more guys want to be at the facility. So, bringing more teammates, just to come in and cut film on right here, that's just something that you could, it's something to be a leader. And, Will was a really great leader, and taking that from him is something that I want to do at the next step of my game.
Of course, you went to Frederick Douglass. You're a Bronco. So, I have to ask you about, how was it to be at Kroger, see your guys bring home the championship?
It was awesome. I think I was a little more excited than they were, honestly. Just seeing those guys finally get something, first time in school history. So it was really just awesome for me because it kind of felt like, I kind of laid the path for them because, I never got to win one, but they finally got to win one, and just seeing all the young guys that I played with, seeing them finally do it, it's pretty cool.
Boy, what a sensational freshman season for Dane Key. He has been everything as advertised, that's for sure. All right, stay with us. When we come back, I'll sit down with Mark Stoops and talk about this bowl game and the season. That's coming up next on Countdown to Kickoff.
Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life.
This is where worry turns into relief, where confusion turns into answers. This is where your family can turn to the experts for the big things and the little things. Extraordinary care is right here. UK Healthcare, the power of advanced medicine.
Same MRI, same CT scan. Same items, different prices. So why would you pay more for the same thing? Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI can save you 30 to 60% compared to the costs of local hospitals. We have a state-of-the-art facility in the Lexington area. We believe that every patient deserves the best in affordable, quality care. Avoid surprise billing. Come to Lexington Diagnostic Center. Imaging focused on you.
When it feels good, waking up, and you got more than coffee filling up your cup. Great way to wake up. I like it, gonna be another great day to wake up. I'm up and wide awake. It's a great way to wake up, and I like it. It's a great way to wake up, and I like it. It's a great way to wake up.
LiquorBarn.com. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life.
Military families often sacrifice precious time away from loved ones while serving our country. And for those with children, the separation can be especially difficult.
We were worried that with him leaving, that she would lose those connections with her dad.
Some of life's best moments happen between parents, children, and the pages of a good book. United Through Reading provides that connection.
You can watch your mom or dad read a book to you, and it almost feels like they're really there.
We ensure they remain a consistent, meaningful part of their children's lives, no matter the distance.
Just seeing Jacob recognize Daddy again after a long time just melted my heart.
And now, as we're facing greater isolation from our loved ones, United Through Reading is also available to veterans. Learn more about United Through Reading and download our free secure app at unitedthroughreading.org.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Well, John, the stage is set for the final transaction.
That's right, Joe. Heather's moment has arrived, and you just hope all that training pays off.
Heather lays down her purchase, but Randy rings it up as slowly as he can.
He is a wily veteran.
It gives Heather's eyes the chance to wander.
Uh-oh.
Yep, she's looking at the cigarettes.
There's nothing good back there. Quit now, and in 5 years, your odds of getting certain cancers drop 50%.
Meanwhile, Randy's stone-faced. He's giving nothing away. He just stands there, wetting his cashier's finger on that sponge.
Heather toes the rubber.
Here we go. Heather's arm is in motion. But instead of pointing at the back wall, she just grabs the gum off the counter.
That's a slick move.
Heather back. She is out of there. Even Randy tips his cap to Heather. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally wants you to reduce your risk for cancer.
Go to takeahealthystand.org.
When it's high noon in Lexington and Central Kentucky, it's time for ABC 36 News at noon.
So you've gotten yourself established here. Would this be the most frustrating season that you've had because of circumstances beyond your control, the injuries to Will, things like that?
It's hard to maybe say the most frustrating. It's hard to, I never really thought of it that way. It definitely was a challenging season. There is no denying that. With any season, there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. There's going to be adversity, and you have to be able to handle that and fight your way through it. I think with a couple losses, being very difficult ones to swallow, and some of that, adds to the frustration or the like I said, the challenges. But it is what it is. Right now it's about finishing strong. I really liked the way we played in the last game of the year. It's important with that rivalry. It's important to get the 7th win. We'd all like to have more, but we have an opportunity to go in this game, and I think it definitely kind of sets the tone when you have an opportunity to win the bowl game. And so I think our concentration is to continue to try to finish strong. And excited about this opportunity with Iowa, another very good football team. We played them a year ago.
A come-from-behind win for the Kentucky Wildcats. 10 wins for the second time in 4 years. Kentucky 20, Iowa 17.
Another great challenge. But I think with us, with the way that it falls, the date that it does, and being able to be so close to home for our fans and for our players, it made sense. And so I think the fact that we played them a year ago, to me, the date for the game was important. I mean, everybody doesn't think about all the things that our players, that it goes into it. But for us, with bowl games like that, the later you could play, it gives the players an opportunity to go home for Christmas. I mean, I don't know if you've ever tried to round up 150 people or, and take them somewhere at some obscure location for Christmas, but that's not exactly a fun thing to do. So the fact that we could play later on the 31st and give them an opportunity to go home for a few days and spend Christmas with their family and then come back and have time to prepare and practice and play, I think it worked out pretty well for us.
You've got 7 bowls in a row. You've won 4 in a row. The importance, recruiting, portal, and all that to keeping this ball rolling down the hill, so to speak.
Yeah, I think it's something that you can't ever take it for granted. I mean, you see a lot of good programs. We all go through some ups and downs. And we've maintain a good amount of success, for some time. We want to continue to build. We want to improve. We want to compete and play for championships. And so you can't take it for granted the fact that you go to 7 bowls in a row and we won 4 and we have an opportunity to go win 5 in a row, and that does mean something to us and our players, and we're excited about that.
You were talking about the dates being longer, so how important is it to get, especially now you've lost 5, 6, 7, however many players to the portal, to get those practices in, especially for those younger guys who haven't seen a lot of action?
Yeah, I think it is important, and it's fun to see some of these guys that may be redshirted. Now we have some time to get them prepared for this game. And that's exciting for me to see these guys and to work with them out there right now. Have a chance to look at the future, to see what spring's going to look like a little bit, and some of these guys. And there's some talented players that we redshirted this year, and I'm excited to watch them. So we have to keep up. We have to maintain. That's how I've been since I walked in the door. Whatever the challenges are, we're going to hit them head on. We're going to face them. If there's areas where we need to improve, we're going to address them and we're going to improve. And, I'm going to attack those each and every day, no matter what they are. And name, image, and likeness to portal is just another example. We've benefited from it some, and there's areas where we got to improve.
Mark, to be a head coach, the most fun is being out there on the kids, teaching and things like that. Obviously, the game's on Saturdays, but it's always been a 12-month, almost 365-day-a-year job. Now there's so much more to it. Is it still fun?
To be totally honest, that's a very good question. Fun? No, I don't know if I could call it fun. It's an extreme challenge. Very drastically different, and juggling a lot of different things, trying to make quite a few people happy, and and your own team, and recruiting them back, and transfers, and it's drastically different. So again, it is what it is. I'm always gonna face those challenges and do the best we can and adapt. And we say that during games. We say it in any part of our program. We're gonna adapt, and we'll overcome any areas that we need to. We'll make the adjustments we need. All the work that I've done my entire life, is kind of wrapped up into the past 10 years here. The opportunity to be a head coach and build this program, somewhat, so to speak, from the ground up. And, to put my, stamp on it, and to be a big part of it, with great support, and I always mention it because Dr. Capilouto, Mitch Barnhart, myself have been together for the whole 10 years that I've been here. And so we've had a great deal of support, and we have worked really hard as a university, in an institution. We know we all want more, and we're going to continue to push and strive for more. We're going to attack it every day. I said that probably in my first press conference, that we're going to attack the day, and we're continuing to do that, and we will. But for me personally, I've invested a great deal in this, take great pride in the work that we've done and how far we've come, and still very driven to take us a lot further.
I know you get close to some players, obviously, and you've had a couple of guys the last 2 years who have played hurt. Last year, you had DeAndre Square on one leg, and he won the game for you. I mean, just having him out there, even though he was playing on one leg, he was in the right spot. This year, I don't think people realize how hurt Will was throughout the season and what he went through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday to get ready for Saturday. Can you just talk about those two guys, just a little thumbnail of what they meant to you into this program?
Yeah, I think, you could even put C-Rod into the same boat, because he really wasn't healthy down the stretch, but DeAndre, for all the years that he's been here, just been a great leader, a mainstay for us. Person in the middle of our defense that we could always rely on and count on, and one of the few players here to be able to record over 300 tackles says an awful lot, about his consistency and his leadership. And the same thing with Will. It's you asked me earlier about some frustrations of the year. Well, you think of a guy like Will and, such high expectations and, the challenges that we had around him, with new players at certain spots in injuries and shuffling on the line, whatever. And Will persevering through all of that and fighting through all that and never giving up on his team and battling every day. And it just says a lot about him. And that is one of the reasons that he'll be extremely successful at the next level, because you're going to face adversity at that level for sure. And the great defenses and the pressure that you're under and the duress that you're under in the NFL. He certainly saw that this year, and he is a warrior and plays extremely hard. It's important for him to play well, but not just for himself, for his team. I think that's the biggest thing when you're talking about those guys. And again, I could put C-Rod in the same boat because he really played some very good football down the stretch, and he was not nearly 100% and really battled through it and really played some tough games down the stretch that meant a lot to us.
You have a new running back special teams coach. It's something I know that you really looked at, and a guy you're familiar with. Will Waird's coach with your brother and stuff. He also opens up that Texas corridor for you a little bit, recruiting-wise, too. With them joining the league, it looks like now in a year. How does that help this program, too?
Yeah, I think, bringing Jay in was really important to me. He checks a lot of boxes. He's a dynamic recruiter, obviously a great running back coach, has coached some of the great ones in college football, and an extremely good special teams coordinator. And that's something that I needed to address, and, we did. I tried to hire Jay, at other points in my career, and so this go around, I was very fortunate to have him join our program, and we're excited to see what he can do. And, as far as our next offensive coordinator, I think people are going to be very excited about that. I have a very clear idea of what I want to do there. I just have to, for reasons, I got to keep that close to the vest right now, but it'll be exciting, and I think something that the fans are really going to enjoy, and I know our players will, and it'll be exciting times.
Here it goes up as the seniors hoist the Governor's Cup for the fourth consecutive year.
It kind of stinks because I like Jeff. Yeah, so, and I like Coach Satterfield too. Also, but I just didn't know him as well. Jeff Brom is a very good football coach, and a guy I like. And just it's not like we're best friends or anything like that, but just crossing paths with him over the years and seeing him at different places, and you obviously have a lot of respect for Jeff and the way he coaches and the type of person he is, and so I'm sure it'll just add to this rivalry. And I think both teams and organizations have worked really hard to elevate our game, and there's been different times where we were definitely on the wrong side of it, and we've been on the right side of some. I think both teams, certainly with Jeff there and with us, we're going to work extremely hard to build two programs that we want to be, constantly in the top 10, both of us. And so I'm sure it'll just, add to the rivalry. And I know he'll do a great job and certainly make life more difficult for us, but that's okay. I mean, we're in this for the competition. We're used to a little bit of that in the SEC, competing, at a high level and having to, compete against some tough teams. And Jeff will do a great job.
Well, it's been one heck of a season for Coach Stoops. As you can hear him say, he's much more than coach. He's the CEO of the University of Kentucky football team. Stay with us. More to come on Countdown to Kickoff.
Furniture World Superstore celebrates 2023 in style. It's Furniture World's 2023 New Year's Savings Event. Save up to 50% off, plus up to 48 months no interest financing. Save up to 50% off sofas, sectionals, and recliners. Up to 50% off bedrooms and dining sets. Up to 50% off mattresses, every size. New year, new looks, plus up to 48 months no interest financing. It's time to ring in the savings. The 2023 New Year's Savings Event on now at Furniture World Superstore.
I've always believed success starts with building.
They believe that at Central Bank, too.
Character, relationships, a plan.
You build those along with a commitment to give your very best to your team,
to your communities,
to the people who believe in you.
And you end up with something unforgettable. That's what makes this more than just a game.
And that's what makes Central Bank more than just a bank.
Hi, I'm Jeff Pecoro, the new sports director here at ABC 36 News. I know from experience from playing UK football and for broadcasting for the Reds for decades. Sports is all about heart, giving it all and leaving it all on the field. We report Central Kentucky sports from the high school games to the biggest moments in sports across Kentucky. We are major Kentucky sports fans. And let me tell you, there is nothing like reporting for your home teams. That's our commitment to you.
Central Kentucky's best classic rock. Classic Rock 92.1. Live and local. With Max Corona, Beerman, Dead Air Dennis, and Misty Dawn. Playing the fewest commercials. And Kentucky's best classic rock. Classic Rock 92.1.
Why wait until later for local news? See it here first on Good Afternoon Kentucky, your only local news at 3 p.m. Weekdays on ABC 36. Good Afternoon Kentucky. News and weather on your schedule.
Well, welcome back in as we put a bow on our pregame coverage, just minutes away from kicking off the 25th annual Music City Bowl between the Kentucky Wildcats and the Iowa Hawkeyes. And what an experience this has been. The game day experience has been like nothing else.
Yes, the fan base here, Solid Blue Nation, has been in full force. Everyone here is excited, so of course, go Cats. And if you're looking forward to that forecast, meteorologist Dylan Godet has got you covered.
What's up, Solid Blue fans? Meteorologist Dylan Godet here. Let's look at that Music City Bowl forecast. We do have some rain showers in store, possible right around kickoff. Again, noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central Time. We're going to be seeing that rain exiting the region, which is some good news. So improving conditions for the second half of the game and likely even a little bit of sunshine. Temperatures mild, though. If you have any family or friends at the game and they're traveling back this evening, they shouldn't have any concerns that rain's going to be exiting eastward, even here in Lexington, drying on up for your evening hours. So you can hit the game and then head back to Lexington for those New Year's Eve celebrations.
Well, thanks for watching Countdown to Kickoff. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a very interesting game. No Will Levis, no Chris Rodriguez. What will the offense look like? That's the big question. Who will quarterback the Cats? How will they feel? And if it's Kyra Sharon, their second game ever playing, or if it's Destin Wade taking his first snap as a Wildcat. We shall see, because the game is up next. Enjoy it, everyone.
Solid Blue Countdown to Kickoff is sponsored by Commonwealth Credit Union, Kentucky Farm Bureau, Central Bank, and UK Healthcare.